Everything you've heard up until now about dropshipping is probably not true. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the truth about dropshipping. My name's James Eardley. My business has generated over £300,000 worth of sales through dropshipping last year. And over the years of running e-commerce businesses that I've now got under my belt, I can tell you that the way you probably think about dropshipping right now isn't true. So let's cut through the noise that's out there on the internet and get straight through to the truth. And I'll tell you about why some of the myths that you hear aren't necessarily true. So firstly, let's quickly run through dropshipping itself. So dropshipping is a fulfillment method that's been around for years, way before the internet came around. And essentially what it is a fulfillment method for a business to get their products to a customer's door. So without the business taking stock of the products themselves, instead when they receive an order on their store, which is often a Shopify online store, they'll then ask a supplier to deliver the product directly to the customer. So the store, which is me, so I'm a store owner of a dropshipping store, I don't see the products myself physically. I don't need to buy stock up front. I don't need to make a large risk. I don't need to make a big investment. Instead, I can wait for the sales to come in through my store, and then I'll ask the supplier to deliver directly to the customer's door. So that's dropshipping, a brilliant fulfillment method, and you've probably heard about it. But let's start to go through some of the myths that you've heard, which might make you think differently about what you think about dropshipping so far. The first thing that you've probably heard is that dropshipping is easy money. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is a myth, if that's what you were thinking already, and dropshipping absolutely isn't easy money. It's a cliche, but obviously anything that's worthwhile, and running a dropshipping business is absolutely worthwhile, it's not going to be easy to get there in the first place. So you might have seen people flashing Lamborghinis online or in their mansions, but I'm here to tell you that in order to get to that place, they'd have had to work incredibly hard on building the business, and so it's not easy money. The reality is, dropshipping is just like any other business. To get a business off the ground, you will need to put in some time and some hard work to get there, but it's absolutely worth it in the end. Although it doesn't take any real startup capital, and it's really one of the lowest cost businesses to start, it definitely takes effort and time. And it takes time to learn and work out how you want to grow the business yourself. And that's really the investment you put in. It's not necessarily money, but there is some time and some effort investment that you need to put in to grow a business. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. So if somebody's trying to sell you that dropshipping is a get-rich-quick scheme, then you need to think twice, because it's absolutely a case of putting the work in, just like you would with any other business, but it's absolutely worth it in the end. So that brings me nicely onto the second myth that I hear a lot, and that's that dropshipping is easy to make money quickly. So it's that whole idea of the get-rich-quick scheme, and as I said, to build a profitable business, it's not going to necessarily be quick. So I certainly know that I made my money relatively quick, so it depends how you define the term quick. After 12 months, I was able to leave my 9-to-5 job and earn a very good income after just 12 months, which I think is quick. But a lot of the time, people go into a new business and they expect to be making money the next week or within 2 months of doing it. And I'm here to say that although you can be profitable quickly, it's best to have a longer term mindset. And so when you go into a business, you know that you can set up and you can work hard and be patient, and the rewards will come. And the more patient you are, I believe the larger the rewards will be. So I'm not saying that you can't get rich quick, but what I'm saying is if anyone that has got rich quickly with dropshipping or any other business, they've had to work incredibly hard. So it is possible, but I'd like to give you the realistic view that actually it's best to go into things with a longer term mindset so that you know and you're fully prepared when you start a business that you're going to put the work in initially, but it'll all pay off in the long run. The third myth that you might have heard when it comes to dropshipping is that it's impossible to fail. Well, that's not completely correct, because with any business that you start up, if you don't put in the work and if you don't work consistently over some time, then you might quit. So what I think when people think about failing, there will have been plenty of people that have started dropshipping business, but they failed. And essentially what that means is that they gave up and they didn't pivot or learn. So I've talked about it on my channel before, but when I first started dropshipping, I was doing the type of dropshipping that you've probably heard of before, and I was taking products from AliExpress in China over to my customers in the UK, the US or Canada, and that was absolutely a failure. The reason why is because I was only making between £10 and £30 profit per order, probably less than that, And so I had to generate hundreds of orders to be able to generate any sort of realistic, real profit. And I wasn't able to do that. The products that I'd chosen to sell just weren't in demand. So I was spending more and more on advertising through Facebook, and I wasn't making the sales. So it's absolutely possible. If you choose the wrong business model, if you choose the wrong products, then you can absolutely fail. What I do now, and I've used a completely different model. So I use the home turf advantage model that's taught by Lewis Smith and Dropship Unlocked. But I sell products now that are high ticket. So over £1,000 is the average order value. And so I've set myself up now where it's a lot harder to fail, because I make over £300 profit on average per order. And so I only need a few orders. I only need to generate a few orders per day to be able to make a very long-term sustainable and healthy income. So it depends what model you use. It's absolutely possible to fail, but it's a lot more likely if you choose the model that a lot of people talk about, which is the cheap products that are trending from China. Instead, I always sell now products that are high ticket, that are in the same country as me. So it's UK suppliers delivering directly to UK customers. And so by doing that, I've reduced my chances of failing right down. And so my success is much greater as well. And the fourth myth that I hear get talked about around dropshipping is that it only really works if you've got experience already in marketing or in running a business. And that's absolutely not the case. So essentially, the way I see it is that you can learn everything about dropshipping as long as you've got the right mindset. As long as you've got an open mind and you're willing to learn and you're willing to put the time in to make the mistakes and learn from those, you can absolutely go from no experience. So my background, I was in a 9-to-5 job in my local town in the UK, and I had no experience of e-commerce. My job, it was in a housing association, and it couldn't have been any further away from a profitable e-commerce business. But what I learned is that as long as you've got the right mindset and you know that you don't know the answers now, but you can pick those up, then that allowed me to really have an open mind and learn everything I needed to learn to grow a dropshipping business. So what that led me to inevitably was to a training program, because I came from no experience, but I needed the handheld support to be able to grow the business and really get to the position I'm in now. So I went to Dropship Unlocked, and by following their training, I can honestly say that that was the difference between failing with dropshipping and getting to the position where I am now, where it's my full-time income, and I can choose how I spend my time day to day. So it's really been a game changer. Also, as well as learning the tactical and being your handheld through the process of growing a business, you also get access to a community of people that are wanting the same goal as you. And also there are people in there who have achieved the same goal that you want to achieve already. So they're going to build you up and show you how to achieve the success that you're after. So you don't need any experience. That's definitely a myth to be busted today. All you need to have is the right mindset that you're willing to learn. As long as you've got that, you can learn everything you need to know to grow a business. Then when you're running the business, you can start to choose what you want to do with your time. I can work from anywhere around the world with my business. I generate more income now than I did when I was working in my 9-to-5 before. And it's just been an amazing experience. So to close this, hopefully you start to see the truth around dropshipping and the reality and some of the myths that are around there needed to be busted today. So hopefully you can appreciate the reality of it after busting those 4 myths. I know that I've got Dropship Unlocked to thank. And if anyone's been inspired or intrigued by what I've said today in today's video, then have a think about checking out the free training that's been provided by Dropship Unlocked. If you use the first link in my description, then you can watch how Dropship Unlocked taught me and how it teaches hundreds of others in the UK how to deliver products to UK customers using UK suppliers, and how to build a business that is a lifestyle business that you can choose how to spend your time while your business runs on autopilot. So I definitely vouch for that. First link in my description for that. I hope today's video has been helpful for you. I hope you've enjoyed. With that said, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.